The predictability here is blocking the truth from being told. Find number. I did not realize that you have open DM here on Twitter. If I did, I would not have placed all of those public replies to your invite to go to your Contact Us page. May 19, 2018, 11:57 p.m. in my last reply thread of this evening. I mentioned this LinkedIn company profile. https://linkedin.com company, BBT Digital, May 19, 2018, 11:59 p.m. There is a quotation in the company profile that I replied in direct email to. I will share to you what I share to them. Authentic, was straightforward about what we can do, what we believe, and how we work. There's no slick suits or corporate doublespeak. If we say we'll do something, then we fucking well do it. QR code left, LinkedIn help BFD equals big fucking deal hashtag wordstolov b https://youtube.com watch v equals 5 y 9 UKXK4 May 20, 2018, 12:19 AM QR code right, member to case weekly update, defining a wicked problem, LinkedIn help BFD equals big fucking deal unfuck your life https://youtube.com watch v equals GSG6LJY90, May 20, 2018, 12:24 AM. There are two more QR code links presented in video 2. It is shown in the YouTube text description as May 20, 2018, 12:28 AM. This is a record of LinkedIn customer support help case number 1805110022128. This is member-side submitted weekly update number 1. There are two QR scan codes appearing in this video. QR link 1 http://webdomains. Real up human. Net LinkedIn. Compa %5 B case 1805110022128% 5D BFD equals big fucking deal %23 words $B intro. HTM, QR link to http://webdomains. Real up human. Net LinkedIn. Compa %5 B case 1805110022128% 5D BFD equals big fucking deal %23 words $B week update 1. HTM, May 20, 2018, 12:30 AM quote tweet. December 6, 2016 hashtag conspiracy exposed. This is my answer defense to unlawful detainer eviction case from Denver CO. My next weekly update will be finding relationship among this chaos. As I filed in Denver eviction case 2016C70601 May 20, 2018, 5:08 am keep good true friends when I have to move away. An audio call recording with my mother as I read a letter written to Sammy Lee Francher, who helped me in my live video recording to read each and every business card of the Colorado Health Network into a Facebook Live video recording on June 6, 2017. That is why I will be filing a complaint with the district attorney in Denver, Colorado. When so far reprimands are not yet made available, the haters have been allowed to win. This ain't right. http://gv1chi. Grew up. Net call records, Mama %20% 20 fire %20 dancer underscore the 14th of July 2017 underscore 174803. MP3. A Facebook posting reply comment stream is handy to read, regarding my intentions to file a complaint of truth to the Denver County District Attorney's Office on June 6, 2018. This documents the key points of complaint, documented record links in #conspiracy exposed in Denver, Colorado AIDS social services agencies. A collusion of parties involving an 11-month hate and harassment campaign conducted by the social service agency. Source: https://facebook.com. inthemindway posts 10,211,824,698,394,986, May 20, 2018, 1:45 p.m. on May 20, 2006, in eviction case WG06266106 in Oakland, CA. These words was written to the attorney for plaintiff in eviction case number 1 https://soundcloud.com. inthemindway Okanso WikiWorld. This contains a long walk promise, long walk home from Oakland to San Bernardino, May 20, 2018. 3:03 p.m. That promise to long walk from Oakland to San Bernardino was acted upon while I was waiting for housing while being placed on the Denver area HOPWA, Housing Opportunities for Persons with AIDS Subsidized Housing Waiting List on November 2012. I conducted this long walk promise on September 21, 2013, International Day of Peace, and journalized my walk originally at the internet domain of http://alongwalkofbeauty. Thus, no one paid attention to, registration was allowed to expire. Closing square bracket dot. It is now online at this URL http://alongwalkofbeauty-us. Grew up. Net, I had to terminate my long walk at Big Sur at the coast because of non-supportive outside resources should I get into difficulty or health troubles in my long walk. It was during my year-long residency in Cheyenne, Wyoming from September 11, 2011 to November 1, 2012 when I moved from Cheyenne, Wyoming to Aurora, Colorado. That is when I was placed onto the housing waiting list for a total of 28 months when finally I was placed into residency in HIV/AIDS housing. Residency began April 2015. May 20, 2018, 3:12 p.m. See community address number 01D, with spoken voice text narrative interface http://community. Grew up. Net 01D, written as forwarded message projecting future time discussion meeting, whenever, adaptive thinking 1 message James Driscoll, inthemindway@gmail.com. Greater than Saturday, July 23, 2016 at 4:03 a.m. May 20, 2018, 3:15 p.m. Do I have your attention in these matters? May 20, 2018, 3:17 p.m. https://youtube.com. Watch. V equals VCZACRX V5UO, and YouTube presentation of this Twitter DM conversation space. This matter will not be ignored. This matter will not be dropped. I will be creating new public postings until this matter is with true grit really acknowledged for corrective adaptive thinking resolutions wicked problem solutions. https://youtube.com. Watch. V equals VCZACRX V5UO, May 20, 2018, 5:10 p.m. You all deleted open case number 801511002128. Again, you're recoiling from your obligation to be a professional engagement here, and adapt a more corrective business ethics model. I will be adding you to the list of entries to be filed in the Denver County Court for this history. I have changed my email address verified on site to May 21, 2018, 5:55 p.m. Quote tweet James Driscoll at grew up July 28 at NY Times Magazine asks. PSRT, why do American gay and bisexual men have a higher HIV rate than any other country in the world? Answer tagged, hashtag conspiracy exposed terminates ASAP. More info https://twitter.com, grew up, status, 1,541,636,606,074,880. Sign the petition for change now. http://cdc. Fuck it up, human. Net July 28, 2019, 2:42 p.m. James Driscoll on LinkedIn. Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, California Department of Justice. LinkedIn.com, August 3, 2019, 10:19 p.m. Since we already have previous connection link here on Twitter, I am able to hold a DM with you. If you block me in this effort, that will only show that your organization is attempting to cover up something that is really bad, considering that I will just place this Twitter DM in the referenced URL that I am not going to mention right now. My account on LinkedIn again has been placed on restriction. It was done in the middle of my session, meaning I have suspicions someone was actually monitoring my actual session activity, in which I was in the active in-mail conversation of one of my connections from last year, San Bernardino County Bar Association, and was typing a message into the text box. I have that message in my clipboard before it logs me out and needed verification of my ID. I have not violated any rules at all. The public post attached to the San Bernardino County court system is not against rules. This involves a judge and court case. If the remedy of this is not fixed to give me the freedom of speech that is deserved here to fight hate as the United Nations and Pope Francis demands us to, and there are intermediator actors in the intentional interruptive process to prevent such fighting hate activities to move forward. There is going to be a lawsuit filed in which it will be determined from the basis of the history between us of your organization intentionally deleting my help support ticking on site, which is noted at that URL that I am not going to mention here. When will this suppression and suppression of the truth be finished, so we can pursue the right course of action to stop these mass gun shootings? Perspective, how the erosion of trust leads to murders and mass shootings. Washington Post. What the LinkedIn in-mail conversation to San Bernardino County Bar Association was in the middle of is here. It has been a while since we connected here on LinkedIn. That was July 2018. It is now August 2019. As everything is predicted to occur, the remedy for them, the opposition of peace, to separate me, the advocate of peace, is some kind of court process. This is predictable. There is an emoji for this. If 1 year ago I intentionally connected with the bar association in my hometown city and county of San Bernardino, to which just so happens that San Bernardino is mentioned in the Washington Post article that appeared on October 6, 2017. How the erosion of trust leads to murder and mass shootings, https://WashingtonPost.com Outlook. How the erosion of trust leads to murders and mass shootings. The 6th of October 2017, 382 CC4B2A91E-11E792D158 C702D2D975_story. HTML. Are we yet ready to tackle this converse war on a peace builder that has the answers that the nation seeks to the, at least, minimization, nullification of the forces driving the epidemic of mass gun shootings? The predictability is even more: mass gun shootings at a higher rate of incidence, and casualties go on and on and on. If the answer lies before the feet of the establishment and the establishment is trying to kill the messenger, use here is both the metaphor and literal meanings. Would you like to be a force of opposition to peace or a force of advocate for peace? If you blocked this DM, I promise the entire contents can be saved and archived to the internet for public access retrieval. This method is similar to this DM of Desert AIDS Project, http://DesertAIDS Project. Fuck it up, human. Net, Twitter, DM chat. HTML. I highly advise you not to block this DM and to proceed to reauthorize my LinkedIn access, please. I have resubmitted my driver's license ID with your process. I await your decision-making sensibility. 9:30 a.m. The predictability here is blocking the truth from being told. Find number 9 Scourge's 12 steps to one of the answers to stop #mass gun shootings. Your answer, please. 9:32 a.m. I want my conversation with San Bernardino County Bar Association preserved. https://google.com URL. Q equals https://www. LinkedIn. Messaging, Fred, 6,460,839,483,904, and USG equals AFQJCNHPGFF1RVWZYPGPWIFVJV3EDABMA. 9:39 a.m. LinkedIn. Log in or sign up. LinkedIn. I want this public message with tagging to San Bernardino County Bar Association along with the other tags of San Bernardino County Court and Attorney tagged preserved. 9:46 a.m. Shall we play no more games, please? Your answer, please. 9:48 a.m. No matter what, a copy of this Twitter DM will be placed to a packed California Department of Justice in their opening of my initial correspondences to them. http://organizations. Real Up Human. Net, State of California Department of Justice, CADOJ returned response. JPEG, 9:51 a.m. My efforts are public. There are enemies of peace in every single organization on social media. http://organizations. Real Up Human. Net. State of California Department of Justice, 9:52 a.m. You may want to review the contents of this folder. http://url. Real Up Human. Net. 9-7. If you do not reverse the course path by unblocking my way to bring this matter to close, the foundation of why mass gun shootings occur, I will be placed at LinkedIn history branch in this tree of truth. http://url. Real Up Human. Net. 9-7. Your answer please.
I would like to address the court and make a public statement for the Commonwealth interests that are above what is either the plaintiff or defendant's positions in regards to this case. That would be the understanding of the causes of mass gun shootings and the methods to which the society can apply to stop the epidemic of this ongoing and seemingly never-ending event after event after event of human slaughter killings. Dear Your Honor, opposing counsel Attorney Dale Henderson, the petitioner of a restraining order Dr. Eric Tomomi Shigeno, supporters of the defendant appearing in court to include my mother and neighbor along with all interested peoples of the public commonwealth as this case is being recorded and will become an imperishable record for all time human history. I relate as an author here what are current published works, as they are presented currently on the publicly accessible Surface Web Indexed Informational Society medium formats. This includes a history of every single fax directed by this author to petitioner as well as recent faxing directed to his counsel. I consider these faxes published works. Does anyone wish to disagree with this? Review public directory contents of http://dr-eric-tomomi-shigena.fuckeduphuman.net faxes. I ask for you to consider these logically applied thoughts into view, and by having such application of view creates a condition that cannot be perceived as words issued by this author as threats. The standard that I would like to mention is the use of language. If an author mentions suicide within the text body of their words, the presence of such a word term, suicide, does not imply nor should it ever by default that the author's intention reflects the position as being suicidal. Taking this out of context to apply to any author on this subject to imply such an intention would be dangerous to consider as a standard approach. Dangerous that no author would write about suicide if such a standard existed. If such a standard existed, it would oppress the ability for the freedom of expression and the First Amendment to the United States Constitution to have the ability to discuss suicide in any format. We can apply this same argument on the mere mention of the word homicide does not imply that the author is homicidal. If a standard exists, it must allow for the freedom of expression to exist to freely express the subject of homicide without being inverted upon the author as the intention to cause homicides. We must find that logic exists in the use of language standards. Now, as these logics continued, the mere mention of mass gun shootings does not imply the standard by default that such a mention by an author should take a standard that the author is intended on acting out harm by a mass gun shooting event at all, nor would it imply a target to be implicitly directed against a single person. Taking this mere mention of phrase into consideration and holding such a deviation of standard approach that targets the author as the mass gun shooter would be dangerous to the freedoms of expression and the freedoms of speech. Now apply this to the term also being characterized as a threat mass murder. If such a deviation of standard exists that places the mere mention of the phrase mass murder as an issued threat, then this article cannot be referenced. Mass Murder is Capitalist Misery, Economy Meets Psychology. By Harriet F. Raad, July 1, 2017. https://www.democracy@work.info/capitalist_misery_economy_meets_psychology. This article is the source of number 9 Scourge's 12 Steps, the 9 Scourges of Inequality and the 12 Steps of Social Improvement to Rebuild Trust in Our Communities. See Meme Directory. http://meme.grewup.net/%239 Scourge's 12 Steps/ The standard that must be applied here must allow the freedom of speech to express the term mass gun shootings, and subsequently the term mass murder, as a point of discussion, and a deviation from this standard that has been applied here in this case by the method that is explicitly said as the position of the petitioner. Implied threats cannot be reached, nor can the petitioner expand on any expression of words together from author outside these terms by themselves that shudders the petitioner's emotions to imply that mere mention of the phrase mass gun shootings or mass murder scares him to an irrational mind. Are we going to allow the irrational mind to rule over the logistics of rational thinking here? That is dangerous and has the effect to suppressing my freedoms of speech. This to not consider the expression fully of the English language upon the authored words which are now published works of this author for the entire public to review. As the court has imposed a deviation of the standard that is dangerous to apply to the use of the word suicide, the use of the word homicide, and subsequently as this case applies the use of the phrases mass gun shootings and mass murder. Now, why is this deviation of a rational standard that has been applied in this case dangerous to the author's freedoms of speech? Because it is noteworthy and the public has the ability to review. The total of all faxes directed to the petitioner was to engage a discussion point of reference on the subject of mass gun shootings that this author actually has the implicit point of view of one who is attempting to get a public's attention to the solution, or at least referenced and filed in the defendant's answer, an antidote to apply on a conscience level across society to place a counter-pointing force to stop these mass gun shootings. But if you allow the deviation of standard to apply to this case as it has already shown, is dangerous to my authorship and any other authorship's future forward to the corrective needs that must be addressed in a public arena to discuss on how to address any kind of social correction or fix for the conditions that are in place that is at the foundation of the cause for mass gun shootings. How can this court apply this deviation of standard and such an application that is dangerous to anyone who might also wish to publicly discuss this topic? To hold a discussion without having such inversions that have been applied into the filing of this case to be continued. In that deviation of standard, we are never able to hold a discussion forward about the topic of mass gun shootings, and they will continue to never be able to be addressed for public discussion. That is what is before you in this case. All defendant is asking for is a public forum and discussion about the termination of a hate conspiracy embedded in the Ryan White Care Act funded social service agencies and doctor-provider care network, as such a conspiracy has taken into consideration as one major source of the erosion of trust that is causing mass gun shootings. The two subjects are interdependent and are inseparable to consider before you this day. By holding the misapplied logic's deviation of standard against this author is dangerous to the freedoms of speech and should not be allowed. If the petitioner could pull out a fully formed worded threat that is expanded directly to imply upon the author's words, have him do so before this court or have this case dismissed immediately, and the petitioner and counsel reprimanded for their obvious attempt to deceive and manipulate the court proceedings at the detriment to the intention of defendant to find and provide an answer for discussion to resolve these mass gun shooting events. Thank you. My mother would like to also address this court. Can she please be given that time to address this court for how the hate received from the source of social services from these circumstances has drastically altered the life course of the defendant, her son.
(9:59 p.m. the 31st of December 2017). 1 reply, 0 retweets, 0 likes. New conversation. James Driscoll at grew up the 31st of December 2017. 1 reply, 0 retweets, 0 likes. James Driscoll at grew up the 31st of December 2017. Spoken voice. At Glassdoor, read the multitude of hate and abuse employee to employer reviews of the HIV/AIDS social service organizations. http://realuphuman Net web domains, Glassdoor. Com, to %20 Glassdoor, %20% to ORE, %20 Ryan Whitekariak, %20 HIV, %20 AIDS, %20 Service, %20 Agencies. MP3, 1 reply, 0 retweets, 0 likes. James Driscoll at grew up the 31st of December 2017. This is a letter directed to my current case management agency under contracted service provided. They are not allowing the story be told as it needs to be. At Futhilades, http://realuphuman. Net web domains, Glassdoor. Com, introduction _to _web _media _to _Meriza _toner. MP3. This also has a written copy. 1 reply, 0 retweets, 0 likes. James Driscoll at grew up the 31st of December 2017. Written copy of email to Executive Director of at Futhilades Foothill AIDS Project. http://Futhilades Project. Grew up. Net staff, Meriza _toner exec director per %23 email, Gmail %20 introduction %20 to %20 web %20 media %20 client %20 inches %20 San %20 Bernardino. HTM, 1 reply, 0 retweets, 0 likes. James Driscoll at grew up the 31st of December 2017. These are the issues of conflict of interest free case management that should be placed onto the working agenda table of discussions at all HIV/AIDS service agencies. 1 reply, 0 retweets, 0 likes. James Driscoll at grew up the 27th of January 2018 to the court record. Introduction to Court Magistrate. Court date January 30, 2018, 8 a.m. San Bernardino, CA. Written copy mentions this pinned tweet to a Dr. Phil filed in at Yale File Records. At Glassdoor referenced. http://realuphuman. Net web domains, Yale. Edu, Gmail %20 5b %20 extended %20 public %20 version %20 20 5d %20 introduction %20 to %20 court %20 and %20 American %20 people %20 20 draft %20 20 materials %20 for %20 court %20 date %20 20% to OSB %20 criminal %20 court %20 20% 20 January 2030 200 and 2018 20% 20% 208 am.
Forwarded message from Martin J. Driscoll inthemindway@gmail.com. Date, Sat, January 27, 2018 at 11:39 a.m. Subject, Introduction to Court and American People, Draft, Materials for Court Date. San Bernardino Criminal Court. January 30, 2018. 8 a.m. 2. Enable@un.org. Dear Court Magistrate, District Attorney of San Bernardino, and beyond to all of the American public large and the United Nations Enable for Rights for Persons with Disabilities. My name is James Martin Driscoll, born and raised here in San Bernardino. I am before you to argue legal necessity in a criminal case of electronic and phone harassment. The issue of arguing defense of legal necessity is complex in such a minor offense. That complexity is what brings me to issue a long version and a short version of this introduction along with an extended introduction to be filed outside to the public at large for their listening audience interests. Which version will the court accept here today? First time to be placed upon the court record. It is my intention to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that there has been a long-established conspiracy involving the HIV/AIDS social services network. This is systemic to the foundation that the original writers wrote a policy that has not kept up with the times where HIV/AIDS is no longer considered a death sentence. The good intention documents of the Ryan White Care Act has been subverted to allow haters to win. It is self-evident that I have had 2 incidences of hate and harassment campaigns since I became HIV positive and AIDS symptomatic at first testing in September of 1999. What has happened in the development or lack thereof in our community is where the platform of the Ryan White Care Act is set forth as a system for a place of social support to go die and not thrive. It remains under that guise, and there are haters who are involved in the leadership executive director roles of these agencies that do not care to change. Before I get into my preliminary assessments here in this introduction, let me tell you who I started to be in course of career and life choices of success. My life path has been drastically altered by hate directed at me and not good intention wellness. Directly not indirectly from community social services agency leadership. It is my intention to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the legal necessity rule applies, that people still die from HIV/AIDS today. See Yale University study. Study shows direct link between state spending habits and AIDS deaths. By Rosalind D. Eugenio. February 3, 2016. There are those, which I am one of many, that are being subject to hate and discrimination on a level that is unimaginable can happen in the United States of America. But it is happening. My first job ever was working for the San Bernardino Public Library at the CoSand Computer Center. I was the original developer of 2 key pieces of technology ingenuity to the computer literacy of this entire city from 1985 forward through Y2K and just beyond. For my original coded software was a computer dial-up bulletin board system known as Microlink BBS, and as well I programmed the desk manager that handled the computer lab's reservation system and software checkout catalog. I am mentioned in this November of 1987 Library Journal article and Sun Times. Featured articles. Refs. 1. James M. Driscoll. Experience resume. http://inthemindway-up.net/resume/jmd_resume.html 2. Public access microcomputer services in public libraries.pdf 3. Encopia SB Times article called as being the original source programmer. IMG Sun. Home computers can talk to library.jpg. IMG Sun. Home computers can talk to library pg2.jpg. Obviously, something that we take for granted today. The Microlink BBS was only the second library in the country to establish BBS services at this time in telecommunications. This programming was done from scratch with no assistance from library resources of placing me into any form of educational program to obtain this gift that was provided to this city of San Bernardino back then. I call it a gift because I was paid at the rate of a page, one of the least ceremonial positions in the entire municipal infrastructure. But the software that I That discussion can be found on YouTube. Seek to want to know. That is also self-evident. That would be if I was the average client. 2.jpg. Obviously, something that we take for granted today. The MICRO-link BBS was only the second library in the country to establish BBS services at this time in telecommunications. This programming was done from scratch with no assistance from library resources of placing me into any form of educational program to obtain this gift that was provided to the city of San Bernardino back then. I call it a gift, because I was paid at the rate of a page, one of the least ceremonial positions in the entire municipal infrastructure. But the software that I programmed the original AI code and enabled first by a volunteer project before I was employed as my first job appears detailed on my resume was real, and I am most real to my intent proving my case beyond a reasonable doubt to this community when all other communities have ignored my plight completely. If not for the social services network set up as a system in HIV/AIDS to go die, I would be in a life path much more of success. I think that is bearing a truth that is also self-evident. That would be if I was the average client. I am sick and tired of being treated as a second-class citizen, as a client of social services for persons with a disability, and my rights as a person with disabilities violated that are now defined for our world to follow. What is wrong here? It is not me, it is them. I am not that average client and do not accept the conditions that have occurred before me. In today's world, I expect my client services to be treated client-centered as per the means and methods of documentations of the web thinking structure. That discussion can be found on YouTube. Video search client-centered conflict of interest-free case management. But then again, one more extra thing for you to know and remember, I am not that average client just allowing these conditions to go undocumented. I have had an extra burden of having 2 separate hate and harassment campaigns set up against me. For they, the social services leaderships, already know who I am and what I am calling for. They must effectively be intentionally choosing this course of hate over rational thinking. It is self-evident. The target class of this hate is also self-evident. It is not all people who are HIV/AIDS, but something quite a bit more exclusive. A set target class of persons with HIV/AIDS that I happen to hold dear to be friends I seek to want to know. In 2005, I was living in Oakland, California. The housing facility that I was living in operated by the American Baptist Homes of the West. If we realize that HIV/AIDS is a disease that over a portions affects the gay community, there is a conflict of interest that started from the beginning that has eroded my ability to trust anything of this social network. I find it hard to imagine that this is a good intention program run by a Baptist extreme of hate against homosexuals and gay black men with HIV. But that is what I dealt with in Oakland. Everything about my life has documented evidence in block space, real-time in events. Nothing made up after the fact. I was gaslighted by an unyielding campaign of hate and cyberbullying efforts. It was during the year of 2005, prior to when the cyberbullying laws were into the books for us to find rational thinking. I thought this was an isolated occurrence. Moved on to just accept the conditions of life dynamics and move back home to San Bernardino and start again. That is where I am again today. For in Denver, after a 28-month waiting list placement into Hopway housing opportunities for persons with AIDS associated housing, whereby I and many of us clients of the Denver, Colorado AIDS Project/Colorado Health Network were complaining of the way the housing waiting lists was being maintained. It was taken away from their management. Some of these clients were left astray homeless on the streets of Denver, Colorado areas for 3 full years. I am not kidding around with my facts. It is my intention to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that I have uncovered a conspiracy exposed in HIV/AIDS housing that had me dealing with an 11-month hate and harassment campaign. This time in 2015/2016, fully detailed and documented under my domain setup registered during my Oakland experiences in June 2005. Another eviction set forth filed against me on November 30, 2016. that I detailed and wrote about the process in July, online cyber timestamped, that ultimately proceeded against me. http://community.gruwup.net/01d. The filing against me was the day before World AIDS Day. Unbelievable as that is true. These people seem to act in a manner they are untouchables and insulated. They are being protected by a system of hate. See also, http://community.gruwup.net/01 and http://community.gruwup.net/064 for details that are documented about my life circumstances in May after my car was stolen in January. Yes, I am this man who holds a unique cyber identity to the world to expose truth when the truth is being overlooked. In this case, it is a massive mischievous marvel of molding muck. If I am not successful in proving my case beyond a reasonable doubt, I am willing to serve my time in jail. In the course of human events, the time set aside will be used to inform the jail community of these circumstances. I feel as persecuted as Copernicus of history when I am the one holding the science facts and they are the ones holding hate. You do know that story of what he went through. He went through a lot rougher time than I and was reburied with honors by the Roman Catholic Church. A year in jail is okay and perfectly accepting comparable to life paths. So that is not a deterrent to not press this case forward. Which is what I am doing. However, I have a stipulation of statements that I have actually stated on record with my eviction from Denver December of 2016. I say the same thing. When I am released from jail, I want my United States citizenship changed to some other country that does not allow haters to win over the good-doing peoples. This is a very serious statement and not a statement to induce shock here in this introduction letter. I am very serious with this intention and this letter is being directed to the United Nations enable@un.org for enabling the rights for persons with disabilities. We keep seeing these hate-prevaricating collectives isolating the offenders from punishment as they continue to offend new victims after